Tarot reading, and today my game plan is to share with Abby from AV Tarot reading, and today I'm sharing with you Abby from AV Tarot reading. I am Hey sweet souls, this is Abby. Today I'm going to be sharing with you some of my favorite tarot specific goodies from October. So the things that I was obsessing on, the things that I was using exceptionally, anything that I can come up with. So this is going to be a little bit of a ramble. My suspicion is that I won't spend a whole lot of time editing this because I kind of dig the impromptu. I love the less than polished, because there's plenty of time in life for polish, right? There's plenty of it, but those times where it's just like, let's get in, let's be real, those are my favorite. So you're probably gonna see me sip my coffee in my hummingbird little tumbler thing, and I'm gonna go through my list, my list, and my one of my things I'm obsessing on for October is Tome River paper. I'm just saying. So that's another one. Check that off the list. Anyway, I'm going to go through my list and share with you some of the things that I've been obsessing on for October. So to start us off, since I'm a tarot reader, since I'm a professional card slinger, since I use this set almost daily, particularly when I have clients, especially when I do lives, I always go to my trusty workhorse of a tarot deck, and it is always going to be Rider-Waite based, and as of right now it is the Pamela Colman Smith edition of the Rider-Waite Smith, and the Pamela Colman Smith Centennial, that's what I was looking for, Centennial edition of the Rider-Waite Smith. So this is the one with the grayishy blue back, and and this is her little signature right there. And I was in process actually of trying to clean the edges because they were getting a little bit grimy. Because if you've ever seen me work live, there we go. I often love to start off with using some oils, just to kind of get me fizzy and in the mood. But it's wreaking havoc on the edges of my cards. So I had spent some time cleaning the sides, which made them feel so much better. I just need to finish. I just need to finish that before I actually do another live session or do another client session. Otherwise, I get to use a different set because I just have a few left. I just have a few, and I don't want to intermingle these and never find them again. So as of right now, they're right here sitting on the altar and waiting to be cleaned. The other thing that I've been obsessing on for the other tarot deck that I've been obsessing on, I have several because I've been getting some really nice ones in this month. One of which was through a deal that I made, like a purchase that I made for the Afro Tarot. And this one came to me kind of out of the blue because I'm still working on my ancestral readings for myself. And I was just kind of chewing on how the decks that I have still felt a little bit too Americanized for what I was trying to do. And I'm trying to access my Nigerian culture. I'm trying to access my African heritage, not just the black end of me, but my father is the first generation Nigerian of his family, to come to this country. So he has still the roots with his family, and I wanted cards that reflected that. And the cards that have been recently at my disposal have been other, which I prefer and love, but they haven't shown my family, my culture, the people in which I come from until this set of cards. So I got super excited, one, because the edges are gold. So now I've been in this gold fix ever since. And I even had brownies just a minute ago that had gold flakes on top because I'm a little obsessed with gold. So I am in love with these because it's like these, I gotta find my camera, there you go. This is how I remember seeing my father as a child. This is how I saw him. I saw a picture of his father sitting in a seat similar like that, in a position of power like that as well. I've never seen them ride horses, but it's a start, or the moon. But the side profile of my father looks like this empress. But that's my culture. That to me is the people that I didn't grow up with, but is part of my family. And I needed to see this. I needed to see these faces. I wanted to see this heritage. This is what I wanted when doing my ancestral readings. So this is what I'm using right now to connect with my ancestry on my father's side. And I believe I'm still going to continue to use my Rider-Waite Smith deck when contacting my ancestry on my mom's side. So talk about being multicultural, and this is just what it is when you're kind of like the pin that's bridging two areas. So I'm super excited, and this deck is by Jessie Jumanji, and I follow her on Instagram, and it's like, honey, I can't thank you enough, because I've not seen this yet. I have Tarot of the Odisha, I have Hoodoo Tarot, Hoodoo Tarot, I have a couple other tarots that have faces of color, which I appreciate, but there's something different about this. There's something different, and I dig that. Even the one that I was kind of waiting on, which was Dust to Onyx. Dust to Onyx is another deck of cards that I really want to get for myself. Haven't done it yet. I will definitely get those for myself, but I'm not a big fan of the collage style of imagery. The discontinuity bugs me. But I still feel like that is such a iconic deck. I need to have that in my possession. I need to have that in my hands. I need to own that one. I need to own that one, even if it's not one that I turn into a workhorse deck. That's one I still need to own as like a symbol of who I am. Basically, is how I've decided that one. So I have the Afro Tarot, my Rider-Waite Smith. So I don't know if you have seen all over internet land the Bonestone and EarthFlesh tarot deck. Let me get the box. See, I thought I was more prepared than this. There we go. Oops. Okay. So, I purchased the... I didn't know that. I didn't know there was a sharpened mark on the back of my Bonestone. I hope that was deliberate in some way. Anywho, Bonestone and EarthFlesh. This is another deck that I received. I purchased... I watched, I listened, I dealt with the drama, I listened to the stories, I did not sympathize with the traumas that was happening surrounding it, because it's a lot of just privilegedness. It's like, seriously, the bane of your existence is awaiting. Anyway, I'm going to come out of pocket if I don't calm down, but anywho, this deck, with all the stuff, with all the mess, with all the chaos that ensued because of this deck, I've been in love with it. I legit have been in love with it. The set of cards have been glorious to work with. The gilding has been a treat to kind of just to witness and watch. And there's something, I mean, I probably would have gone matte personally, but I dig this. I dig red. I have not seen red. I see gold, I see silver, actually, I've only seen gold and silver. I've not seen red. So that for me is like an interesting detail. But the cards themselves have been an absolute treat to work with. And I love the iconography. I love just how stunning the imagery is, the art that goes into them. I love that there's not just, white faces all through this deck. So I love that this thing has so much to it. I love that it has so much to it. And it shuffles brilliantly. So just a little hand over hand shuffling. Sounds delightful. Works very well. And photographs beautifully, P.S. So I don't know if that was deliberate, but it photographs beautifully. So yay. That is another one of my favorites. So the Bonestone EarthFlesh. The one that I forgot. I want to show you another one. The other deck that I'm in love with right now. Oh my gosh, it's such a sweet... And I'm looking for the knife that I usually use to pop open the top. Where'd it go? Anyway, let's see if I can do it without a knife, because I don't want to mess up the box. There we go. Okay. This is the Oak, Ash, and Thorns. This is a Kickstarter deck that I just received in October, and it has been a delight. It's a delightful, easy, light-hearted tarot deck. It's a chunk depth-wise, because they use pretty thick cardstock, but they're flexible, so they shuffle really well. But the images have been just a treat, and I mean so delicate, so you know how you have to sometimes quiet yourself to go into the woods so that you can actually see the critters running around? That is what I feel every time I work with this set. This, to me, is the getting away from the noise to kind of isolate and hop into nature. And so with that, I've been absolutely enjoying kind of getting to know the little guys and the fox. And I think the three animal themes that they used is, and I think you see them on the back here, a fox, rabbit, squirrel, and crow, I believe. And Oh, birds. So just birds and butterflies. I've just been enthralled. I've been absolutely enthralled. I can't say enough about how delightful this set is to work with. This is the Eight of Swords, I believe, and there's just like little charming little details that I just find to be so endearing. Just the over the eyes. I have this thing with birds anyway, so this is just stunning for me. Stephanie did it. Stephanie did it up. I'm so proud of the work that you did with your artist, honey. This is a gorgeous set. It's a gorgeous set. So it's just pride. Pure freaking pride. If you can get yourself a set of this one, I strongly recommend it, especially if you already are well versed with the Rider-Waite Smith kind of style of imagery. This is a nice way off of that, but still reads with that kind of information. Still reads with that kind of, that base underline, you know? But yeah, so this is one of my favorites. So let's take a look at what's next. Let's talk about oils. Those are the cards that I'm using a lot recently. And I have some oracles, but this just kind of here or there. Not obsessed, like... Yeah, so we'll move into oils. So if you happen to know me, if you've ever seen any one of my lives, if you've ever gotten a reading done with me, you know my reading doesn't start without an oil of some sort. And it's just oil that tends to, I believe they're considered conditioned oils. I prefer conditioned oils over essential oils. When I first started, I was using essential oils a lot. And I've since kind of shifted to conditioned oils, and I love them. I love them. There's an artistry to conditioned oils that just, I can't get enough of conditioned oils. So right now, my favorite distributor is the Witch's Moon. And because I'm subscribed to 2 out of their 3 boxes, I get oils every month. I get, I think, 1 oil per box. Often. I think sometimes I get other things like a spray and an oil, but either way, there's at least 1 bottle per box, and I have ordered oils as well. Like one of them that I really like, which was a surprise to me, is their tarot oil. But the oils that I was trying to find it in my little collection over here, but I decided not to. So some of the favorite oils that I've been living for right now is their Gentle Guide oil. OMG, this thing smells like cookies in grandma's house. Like, oh. It just makes you feel like a little kid. And all you need in life is a hug. And this is the hug. And I just what shuts me up? Nothing. Except this oil. So I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Hello, Witch's Moon. I love this oil. I love the oil. I love this one. This one's one of my faves, and I know I'm gonna be burning through it. I'm gonna be going through so much of this stuff because it smells so damn good. If they had this in a spray, I'd probably use a spray on everything. So Gentle Guide is one of my favorites. I do like their Money Draw Condition Oil. It's an interesting one, and I dig it for that. Yeah, it's an interesting one. This one reminds me of what you smell or what you think you smell when you're thinking like ritual work or spell work or anything like that. Like that's what you expect to smell. You don't often expect to smell grandma's cookies, but you do expect to smell herbs. You do expect to smell work and effort, and that is definitely what's in this bottle. So yes, yum. Anywho, I would strongly suggest you grab you one of those. Another oil, a dear sweet friend of mine, her name is the Bronx Witch, and she is on Instagram and on YouTube. You can find her everywhere, and it's exactly how it's spelled, Bronx Witch. She is a lovely, lovely soul, and she makes all sorts of things. I've gotten some of her candles. I've gotten some of her clearing incense, which I still have here, and I use when I'm kind of doing like a big cycle cleanse. But I love using her selenite purification oil for any time that I just need something to like quick wipe, quick slate cleanse, yeah. It's because I use so many oils, I use so many things. Sometimes I just need to get real clear real quick. And that to me is a real nice way of doing that. I know that she described it as use it anytime you come to practice, anytime you come to the table. And I'm sometimes that way. It's more of like How am I feeling at this second? Let me throw this at what this feeling is that's happening right now. Clear it out. Got it. Okay, let's go. So that's how often I work. If I remember correctly, there's tobacco and selenite in here. Yeah, I can see the little leaves. I love this stuff. I love earthy, herby concoctions. Love that. Love, 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 love. As an honorable mention, I've been digging Witches Moon's ritual oils is what they call them, or anointing oils. I've been kind of digging those. I've been trying to figure out some creative ways to use those, so I dig that. But those are the oils that I'm living my life for at this moment. Living my life. That's kind of dramatic, isn't it? Living for, darlings. So let's talk about sprays. I still have 2 sprays that I tend to work with often, and it is one and then a little bit of this one. Okay, so I've been using the Spirit Spray for a little while, and this is by Shaman's Dawn, and I don't know if this is local to the Seattle area or not, but let me show you the label. I'm kind of meh on the fence about it, but I've been trying to give it some time, right? I've been trying to give it some time. It has a nice smell. I'm just meh, though. But it's like one of the few things that I'm using. However, now that I'm saying that, I am going to go back to the, I forget her name. It's Ailynn. Oh, Ailynn. I'll have to figure it out. Anyway, she makes the Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, Queen of Cups, and Queen of Swords oils and sprays, and I love these. Like, the fragrance of these sprays are potent, they're intense, and they're well done. They are well done, and I am a prude. I am a snob when it comes to how my fragrances are made. I don't like cliche smells. I don't, because they've been done to death. A million people can put that together. She has impressed me. She's impressed me. Another one that has impressed me is the Cultivated Hippie. She is in the local Seattle area, but I do believe she has a website. I see it on the bottle. This is her Ground and Refresh and her Sparkling Spray. And I love both of these for both of their reasons. I feel like they work for both of their reasons. I use the Sparkling Spray because it has that up energy to it that I absolutely adore. Like, these two women, they do very different smells, but I'm a little congested at the moment, so I'm actually having a hard time. There it is, Clary Sage. That's what I was trying to smell. They both have, I don't know what the art is of making a spray that is freaking awesome and not cliche and desirable. They've gotten it down. I love both of them. So those are the favorites in regards to sprays. Incense. When I'm not making my own, I am a sucker for stick incense, and I have one going right now, and for the life of me, I couldn't tell you what it is, but I use it all the time because I love trying new incense. But my thing is that it has to have like a non-cliche smell. Like, I can't go to Dollar Tree and use their incense as my work. Like, can't happen. It has to be earthy. It has to be kind of a musky. It has to be an herby smell. Like, if it's just a cliche, it smells like flowers, I'm going to toss it. I'm not going to use it. Another one that I've been using is a Kapal incense stick that I've been enjoying, but it's intense, so I light it for a little while and then put it out. But I dig that. When I'm not using sticks, I will use disc incense, and I'm still using, Delight charcoal discs. Often I'll break them in half just to kind of make the duration of time a little bit faster, and so that it doesn't, I can use a smaller amount. I don't feel like I'm wasting a disc. But I love using those for incenses of my own. Like this one I'm almost out of. That was a little one that I made. I have another collection that I've stored, resins and loose mixed herby incense. I just made a kind of like a ritual, like devotional incense for myself, using the full moon, and I can't wait to try it. It has some of my favorite ingredients, and I'm not going to use it so much with the purpose of like aromaticking my room or my space, but this is like, hey, I made this with the intention of of commitment, of honor, of work, of integrity, and this is what this incense represents to me. So that is why I made it. And either something is moving my treehouse or the wind is picking up, and the trees are not moving, so it's getting interesting in this house. So let's continue. Candles. I always have a candle going whenever I'm in my treehouse. It's like the first step that I do when I walk into this door is put my things down and then go light my candle. And the thing is like I have what I call working candles, and it's just, that's the fire that goes to represent energy, represents work, represents doing shit. And I make them. I make those candles all the time. And right now I have blue, I have one that's in use right now. This is this guy who's almost all the way burned out. I would show you, but I would probably spill some wax. It has some herbs and some things that are kind of mixed into the top surface. I'm very sparing with my herbs on the top of my candles because that shit's fire hazard. Like, I actually have a fire hazard going on over here because one of the rolled candles that I got from one of my Witch's Moon boxes was coated in yarrow, which is beautiful. It looks great, but honey, those dried herbs are basically a million little wicks around my candle, and it burned it down pretty ridiculously fast. But keeping an eye on it, and everything's fine so far. But this is my working candle, and I always have a working candle that kind of has a purpose etched into the top surface of it, and what little energetic tidbit, little extra that I want to include. So like this one has some cinnamon and some dragon's blood sprinkled onto the top of the candle. Has some other herbs in here that I don't remember. Oh, what are you? Were you sage? I think there might have been a little sage sprinkled in on top. But yeah, that's my little working guy. So when this one burns down, it will put her out, and then I will use my other candle, and then I will, when they both are down, when they're both gone, that's when I'll make another batch. And I right now have enough wax to do a couple batches. It's kind of like the leftover remnants of when I was in a candle making process or business, and I wanted to use up the rest of my stuff, and now I've gotten into this habit of making my working candles, and this makes me happy. So I'm going to continue to do that until the cows come home. So let's see what else. We got the cards, we did the oils, we did the incense, we did the candles. What can I show you? Oh, something that I always have on, I work a lot with crystals, I work a lot with stones, but not because okay, so some people use stones in their divinatory practice. For me, I feel something off of that stone, and that's why I want to use it with my practice. That's why I want to use it with my cards. That's why I want to pull it into my area. That's why I want to pull it into my space. And right now, the big one that I've been using off and on all the time is labradorite. Labradorite has been my go-to precious stone. You can see some of that color. See if I can, I keep forgetting when I put my camera over here, can't see shit. Let's see, get my face out of the way. There we go. That's that flash I was looking for. Has some gorgeous flashes. Let's see. And everyone just has their own language, their own personality, their own use, their own meaning, their own needs, their own, like they're all their own stones. I have a big ass pillar of it over there on the altar. I have this one that's a little bit more denim-y in color and flash in color. And I'm so enthralled with labradorite. There's something kind of intense and amazing about it. And labradorite is part of my practice all the time. Labradorite. Also, tourmaline. Big old chunk of it. I have chunks and tumbles and some other shapes, but tourmaline is another one of those stones that it's a must-have in my work because I feel like I'm pulling up so much energy, because I'm pulling in so many information. I need moments of filtering clear out. I need that. My tools sometimes will need that. My decks will sometimes need that. If I'm struggling with getting rid of the memory of a past session on that set of cards, then tourmaline is my go-to fix on that. And I love me some tourmaline for that reason. Another thing that I've been obsessing on, I've been trying to read more, but I'm a busy woman these days. So a couple of things that I've been reading, let me shows ya, is, one, the guidebook to, Bonestone and EarthFlesh. I'm not a big person on reading the guidebooks because I normally just don't care. But I've actually enjoyed, after I realized how much I was enjoying the cards, it's like, oh, I need to know the context. I need to know this. And so it's been a slow read because I do this on my spare time and it's sparing, but I'm committed to reading this thing. I'm going to understand these cards a little bit more deeply, a little bit more. And I want to understand the story. I want to understand where they come from, where they stem from, how they're made, how they're thought through, the narrative. And I'm enjoying the process. I'm enjoying the process. So I'm reading that. The other book that I'm reading is Utterly Wicked. And okay, so bear me out or hear me out with this one. This is about hexes, curses, and other unsavory notions, which I love. So this woman, Dorthy Morrison, she wrote something in the first couple pages. I'm like, okay, you got me. Because I got the book because it was recommended not for the effect of doing hexes and spells, because that is often a polarizing aspect of the pagan, the witchy community. Do you hex? Do you spell? Do you curse? Do you do these things? And 9 times out of 10 people are like, I don't do that. I don't do that. I don't participate. For me, I don't feel like I have a reason to do that. I'm not saying I never would. I'm just saying I don't currently have a reason to want to. However, sometimes my clients ask me questions about curses. Did somebody put a curse on me? Did somebody put a hex on me? Did this person do something else? And it's like, I'm the person that says, like, you know, these things only have as much power as you believe in them. And then this heifer, I say that with the kindness of love, she said something along the lines, if you believe that things only have as much power as you believe they do, then such and such. I'm like, all right, I'll read. Like, I legit really want to find it. Where'd it go? It was like right here. It was like on page 2. Can't find it. Okay. Wait, hold on. Maybe it was part 1. Anyway, I was trying to find it, but basically she said something that lined up with my thought process and philosophy. So, like, right on, that was just like, okay. Even though I feel like a little insulted and called out, like, okay, now I have to finish. Now I have to read you. So now I'm making the point of reading it. And I liked how, like, I'm not a proponent, and this book is not about seeking revenge, not throwing down curses just because somebody slighted you, kind of thing. And there is content and verbiage and language about not just throwing shit around because somebody pissed you off or somebody made you mad. This is like when you have no other recourse, when there is no other option because you've exhausted what other options you do have, then you can look at this kind of situation. So, I don't know. I'm going to read. I'm going to understand it. I'm going to learn a little bit more. And I love knowledge. Even if it's not necessarily one that I want to practice, I don't mind learning about what other people believe in, what other people want to do. And if I have a client that asks me, what can I do about breaking what I feel may be a curse? Honey, I got you. Doesn't mean I'm going to do it. Doesn't mean that I'm going to participate in putting curses on others. But this is what I've heard, this is what I've read, and I want to be able to come through an educated point of view instead of it doesn't have any strength because, darling, just ignore it. You know, that only works so far, and I get it. What else? Oh, The other couple little tidbits that I've been in love with for October, one is my bell. I've been in love with this. I believe it's a brass bell. And the sound is glorious, and I have 2 of them. So this is the first one. I just think that is a glorious little sound. And this is the other one. That is a little bit more, yeah, higher pitch. That to me is just excellent for like clearing space. To me, I use the deep one to open session. I use the high pitch one to close it. And that to me just disperses everything. And it's all nice and fizzy. So I just wanted to show maybe 2 more things, and then that will be it for my favorites for October. But my favorites right now is Hobonichi. I've been in love with Hobonichi planners, and I have one for next year. I have the 2020 weeks. These are the weeks regular, the weeks mega, and I've gotten 2 covers for them because I've been using them profusely. One is kind of my brain as I'm thinking and dreaming and planning and strategizing, and not even so much on the business front, but on the perpetual conjuring of ideas of madness. You know, that goes into this book. My other one is in relation to my health and nutrition. So I have found wonderful uses out of both of those, and I don't know if there's such thing as like a writing worker or a writing manifester, but that would be me. Like all my manifestation starts in writing first. Like if it's not written, it does not happen. So I start here. I start with pen to paper here. And the other thing is glass pens. I have been in love with dip pens in general, but I am obsessively trying to hunt down the perfect glass pen, because this one, while stunning, its nib, or its whatever, I don't know what this is called, this portion is straight, so you lose all your ink in a minute. Like it's not even a minute, it's like seconds, you're gone and you're out of ink. So I want a twisted barrel one, and I'm still waiting to find that one that just speaks to me, that I just need. This one's not going anywhere. I find it too amazing of a shape. It's almost like a wand, but it's like my writing utensil, and I love it. There's something delicate and amazing about it, so I'm keeping this guy. But yeah, those are my October favorites. I hope you learned something about me. I hope you learned something about the things that I'm in love with at the moment. And I plan to have links to all of them in the description. If for some reason I missed the link to something, just throw me a comment, and I will throw it in as soon as I'm able to. As soon as I can figure it out, maybe I'll respond it directly to you. So yeah, please please subscribe, and please feel free to tell me something that you are obsessing on for October. What did you use nonstop for October? I'd love to know. So you all take care. Have a good night.